Hello once again YouTube, Chris and I here bringing you some StarMade today. This is the station submission that I will be submitting for the station build contest on the StarMade forums. This is a trade station and it looks pretty awesome. Hold on real quick while I make sure that... That's weird. It almost looks like the station is off. It looks like it's like slanted. That's weird. Okay, anyway. Before I get started though, I would like to mention that this station was inspired by some sort of model or artwork that I saw online. That model or artwork may have been inspired by Halo's stations. I have no idea if this particular station design is in Halo or any of the Halo games or anything at all officially Halo. I just know that I saw something and I liked the shape of it and I designed a station around it. So I would like to get that out of the way before, you know, somebody comes running up to me online and telling me that I took something where I shouldn't have or something, because honestly I have actually no idea if this is like a legitimate thing. And the reason I say that is because I've never seen this in any of the Halo games, but I do know that what I saw looked very similar to Halo stations, especially this angular wedge shape. Skylord Luke has even made a station that has a similar shape in that respect. So I will apologize ahead of time, and now that that's out of the way, we can take a look at the actual stuff in the station. So let's go over some of the external details first. As you can tell, there is a more civilian looking section on the right and an industrial section on the left. It's a lot bigger than it looks right now. If you come in closer, you can see that it's actually kind of like a skyscraper. And I really like that. It's a skyscraper in space with a factory looking thing on the left hand side, and it's just like crazy big. So first of all, I would like to mention that I tried to make the blue on this station more like an advanced technological symbol. It's like a representation of advanced technology. And you'll see that a little bit inside, but for the most part, you know, there's very little blue actually used in this, especially when it comes to lighting. Most of the blue is here and inside this section, and there is very little blue used elsewhere aside from that and the hangar entrances. So we got some cool use of negative space here. I saw the opportunity to put a T inside a cutout diamond shape, and then I realized I could turn the diamond into a G, so that's what I did. So if you completely missed that, I'm sorry. I could totally understand if it's a little bit obscure. That's why I added the lights, so that hopefully you guys could tell that this is some sort of, you know, important feature, if it, you know, makes sense. I studied typography and design in college, so, you know, this type of stuff is really cool to me. Incorporating the actual logo into the hull plating, and on the reverse I decided to change it up a bit so that it still resembled a G, but was still workable with the design of the whole external hull plate. So, you know, there's floating little bits of hull with glowing blue sections in between, and that's kind of cool. I thought that was really nice. They extend over here, mostly areas that you aren't looking at or won't be around as much. I didn't detail as much, so, you know, the bottom of the station isn't really as detailed as the rest of the station. For example, there's like some sort of, like, you know, fins here or something, I don't know. Some random stuff, and, you know, there isn't as much detail on the design over here as there is over here, I think. There's some, you know, sort of capsule thingies that hold different types of liquids or gases, and then there's these big tanks up here that hold either liquids or gases of some nature. And I really like the way these came out. Orange and blue are very good colors to use along with this gray, and even brown. There's just fantastic colors to use with gray. Gray is a neutral color, brown is a neutral color, and the blue and the orange are opposite colors on the color spectrum. And it's striking, because you got a really nice orange, and then you have its exact opposite, and they aren't too close where it's too visually stunning, you know? If I had blue on top of orange, then it would be a little bit off. It would look a little bit like my... Actually, no, I'm not going to go there. I was going to say something revealing about where I live, but I'm not going to let you know that yet. You don't get to know where I live, okay? So, we go inside now. I'm running out of time, because I'm spending too much time in other shit. Anyway, so this is the lower hangar, and both hangars have a, what you call a cargo preparation area. It's where the cargo is, you know, retrieved so that it can be loaded onto an elevator right here and pushed onto this deck and loaded onto the ship. So we have some storage compartments here. There is no logic for any of this stuff. I was hoping that I could, you know, put some logic in here, or, you know, just some basic things like putting cargo in here and switching the lights to indicate whether it's occupied or not. I very much like the design of this section. There is a staircase here, although it's a little obscure, and you can crawl up here and take a look around. There's a few tanks, and there's some, you know, liquid energy pod things or something, some sort of capsule that holds some sort of crazy space thing. So there's that, and then down here, this is the big shit right here. This is the long-term storage section. This pretty much occupies the entire lower section of the station, and it's mainly used for storing cargo for extended periods of time. There is an elevator, of course, down here. I like to think of it as some sort of like anti-grav elevator. That's pretty cool. You know, repulsor lift technology of some nature. So that's the lower section and the lower hangar. If we come over here, we can see this hallway. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose other than to get into the lift. The lift has both gravity and plex lifter, so that you do not, so you can choose. The next level is some sort of Jeffries tube. This really doesn't serve much of a purpose other than filling up space. There's actually nothing down here except some power, so that's pretty cool. To be honest, the power shouldn't even be on this side of the ship, but that's okay, we'll let it slide. So we're gonna go back inside, we're gonna go up to the next section. This is the upper hangar. Instead of using a cargo lift, we have an electromagnetic crane, which you get up here and you control it, and you look down and you lower and raise the cargo, and it runs along these tracks. And that's pretty awesome, I think. I think that's like one of the smartest things I've ever done in terms of you know, designing little features and whatnot. So that's pretty cool. The actual module that I'm using right here is pull. I think it's pull. I'm pretty sure it would not be stop or push, so I'm pretty sure it's pull, which makes sense because it's an electromagnet, and magnets pull. I cannot speak. I am very sorry. It is like 2:47 in the morning for me, so deal with it. Anyway, we got, you know, a few random bits of cargo here. I just wanted to make this section look a little bit different, especially with this crane operating here, and the rest of the station services are above, so there is no long-term storage area above this section. But it does look pretty cool, in my opinion. So if we come over here and we go back into the lift where we left off, and we go up a level, we get to this station section area here. This is the air traffic control thingy type of thing, and that's pretty awesome. There's another one. Oh no, this is actually the upper cargo prep area, so my bad. If we go up to here, what the fuck? Why is that door like that? Okay, maybe I'm going in the wrong places. I'll show you all this eventually. I just have to figure out where this thing went. Is this the lower one? Yes, this is the lower one, right? Because we started off up here, so we had to go down to get to the lower ATC, air traffic control tower, or space traffic control tower, or whatever. It's not even a tower. What am I talking about? It's just an extension of the main structure. So, you know, we got these. There's nothing really crazy about it. There would have been logic in here indicating whether a ship was docked or not, but I just don't have the time, and I've never learned how to use the logic. I have a very, like, basic understanding, so I don't even know how to set that all up. I'm sure some of you will be pointing out videos where I can find out all about that stuff. Please do not, because I already know where to look. Bench has some tutorials as well as Mushroom Fleet, so I'll be checking those out eventually. But, don't worry about it for now. So, if we continue... actually, let's go over here, and let's go through this door, which is on the upper hangar. And we go over here, and this is the industrial systems section of the ship. There's a lift over here, which has both gravity and a plex lifter. You can take it up, and you can check out these big coolant tanks. This right here is supposed to be an I cannot speak. I am so sorry. An air filtration system, right? And then below it, we have a water filtration system. And what else is there? There's some sort of plasma venting machinery right there. And down here we have capacitors. Lining the walls is all the systems for shielding, and you can see that is indicated by the yellow. The shield capacitors are indicated by green. This is just supposed to look really cool, and it's supposed to be explosive, even though it's not explosive, and it's indicated by red from the hot plasma inside. And then down here is the actual power core, which can be jettisoned into space via this door. It actually can't be jettisoned. It would have been a cool feature, but there's no way I could make a docking area that small. But that's a pretty cool concept, that I can, you know, jettison the core into space if need be. For whatever reason, for whatever tragic and terrible, disastrous reason there would ever need to be a core jettison. So we have random machinery, really. There's not a lot going on in this place except for, you know, some cool-looking designs and all sorts of piping and stuff everywhere. It's very sparse, and that's mostly so that you could fall. I wanted you to feel like this place was very vertical. I wanted you to be up here on a catwalk or whatever and looking over the edge and being like, oh my god, I could fall to my death right now. And that's the level of danger that I wanted incorporated in this side of the station. So let's go back. There is another bridge a little bit lower down. This is more like a service tunnel bridge. It's in this Jeffries tube section, and you can crawl down it into this area as well. So let's go upstairs. Upstairs? There are no stairs. I'm wrong. And we'll take a lift, just so you know how to get up there. You take the lift, you go up, and you go all the way to the top. For some reason, this door is missing a little bit. I don't understand what that's all about. So we're up here, and this is the lobby. This is where you're greeted. There's a big T over here in some rock because, you know, you need a big sculpture jammed into a rock on a station like this, of course. It's all elegant. This is, you know, a reception desk. Here's a nice fountain because, you know, you need fountains when you're talking about luxury in class. There's a little staircase up to the balcony, which doesn't actually serve anything except to house a bathroom, because, you know, you need bathrooms too. There wouldn't be a nice station without a bathroom. Actually, it'd be quite appalling. So there's all that. We can cross over this bridge, and this side of the station is mostly for recreation. This is the recreation deck. You know, there's, you know, a whole bunch of tables. There's supposed to be TVs here. I haven't put them in yet, I guess. I completely forgot. And there's a whole bunch of chairs and stuff. So this is the recreation lobby as well as more bathrooms. So there's that. But as I was saying, if we look outside, the left side is mostly for civilian housing and crew housing. The right side is for station services. So we'll be taking a look at those, but real quick we'll go look at the housing. So once you get up to these floors, you can take a very nice elevator with just gravity. I didn't put any plex lifter in here, although I should have probably. And you can go up to each of the floors. This is the other floor of the lobby. So in here is the crew accommodations. This is the crew quarters. This is the crew quarters. I just went into the same room twice. This is the crew mess hall. Very simple stuff. This is the crew showers, right? There's no real way of making a good-looking shower. And this is the crew kitchen, or the galley, or whatever. And I like the way I did this with this plants. These are like herbs hanging from the racks. genius, and a whole bunch of stoves and stuff like that, and nothing much else on this floor. If we go up a little bit further, this is where we start getting into crew, or no, not crew, but like rooms for the people that are visiting the station. These are like hotel rooms or some sort, right? So we have these are pretty much all the same, all the way up to a certain level. The very top level is the penthouse suite. There's 2 for each. Well, there's only 2 actually. There's only 2 penthouse suites. They're much bigger. They don't have much going on. I should probably put like some sort of monitor there so that they can watch TV or something. And there's a a nice little area over here, and over here is a nice bathroom with a jacuzzi of some sort, of some nature, or a bathtub if you just want to settle for a boring life. And we go down here. If we cross back over through this little tunnel, we're back in the lobby. If we go up the elevator, we'll take a look at all the station services that I've implemented. So we go up 2 floors, and we're in the stock exchange. It's a trade station. I thought this would be actually really cool because I haven't seen anything like this before. But basically, I wanted a trade area, a place where you could actually go and trade goods on a massive market. So this is supposed to represent a massive trading area, some sort of trade market, and this is actually where the shop module is. It's right there. And I thought that was pretty genius. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite proud of that. There's a whole bunch of monitors there that don't actually do anything. We go up here, and this is some more station services. I have yet to type in the data, but I will be doing that right before I post it. This is the bounty office. This is where you want to go if you want to claim a bounty on someone. The next one is insurance, I think. Spaceship insurance. There's a little bit of a lobby section here where you can chill out. Over here is more insurance because you guys will be blowing up your ships a lot, of course, especially with the new collision damage. And in here is a bank of some sort. Just some simple stuff. I needed to fill the space. If we go up to the next deck, what do we have up here? I forgot. Oh, this is all medical. This is the medical section. So we have a lobby for the medical area, and then down here we have patient rooms, testing facility where people can get tested inside the big MRI machine that does all sorts of cool things. Down here we have quarantine. So this is like a quarantine section for diseased people with alien diseases. And in here is the operating room. So this is like an operating center. Nothing too crazy, but I think it's coming along nicely. Or it has come along nicely because it's done. In here we have office space because the Trade Guild is a corporate mega corporation of space entity stuff. I'm just making up words at this point. I am so done with myself. I've tried recording this like 3 times, so bear with me. So we have a whole bunch of office space, and then there's like this nice corporate meeting room in the middle, and then there's even more office space, and it's like, oh my god, people are slaving away in here and you don't know it because you will not go into these areas, because who would? And up here is security. So we have like a security station that monitors all the security stuff of the station. In here is the armory, which doesn't actually have any sort of weaponry in it or anything. And then over here is the jail section, where people can get stored if they're committing misdemeanors inside the station. So, that is it. That is my station. I just want to mention that a lot of these floors are there for show. They actually do not have anything in them. They're just meant to give the impression that the station is completely loaded with civilian structures. I just don't want to, throw out any sort of indication that the station is completely 100% filled, and it's actually not. So, now that I'm done slurring my speech and tripping over my words, I would like to thank you all for the support that you've thrown at me. You've literally thrown it at my face, and it kind of hurt. But I fought through it, and I got the station done on time because honestly, holy shit, I put it off for a while, and I kind of made a bad decision in doing that. So, thanks again. Leave some feedback down below. Totally rate this station on the forums. If you're watching this from the YouTube channel, go to the forums and rate it. And I will see you guys for the next build, which is another station. It's the pirate station, and that will probably be released tomorrow. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.